Hey everybody, Wrinkly Shirt Guy back at it again here with another video. Also, rip live reaction to Nintendo's E3. I'm sorry, I got too excited and ended up not doing it. Oops. Yeah, but today I decided to do a review of The Incredibles 2. That rhymed. I was gonna do a review of Han Solo, the Han Solo movie, but I'm not really the biggest fan of Star Wars, and like I feel like it would be kind of weird like that. I don't know. I just ended up not doing it, nonetheless. So now I'm doing this instead. Also, Brody's in the corner. Say hi, Brody.
Hi, Brody.
I'm recording this the day after I watched Incredibles 2, and before I begin, I would like to say that the first half of this video, I'm going Boogie 2988 style, with movie reviews, with one half of the video being no spoilers and the other half talking about the spoilers. So we'll talk about the no spoilers first. Overall, I thought that the movie was incredibly well done. Obviously not as good as the original Incredibles, because The Incredibles is my favorite Pixar movie. And I didn't expect this to live up to it, but like it did a great job. It was well worth the 14-year-old wait, and I'm sure that you've heard every single reviewer tell you that, but like I can't tell how much like it was worth this wait. Like it wasn't like phenomenal. It wasn't like the next big thing. Like it's not as good as the original. However, it's very close to being as good, but it still makes it a great movie. The animation and voice acting was incredibly well done, especially, like, there are some points where the animation was just perfect. It was so well done, and the team at Pixar really did a great job. And I really enjoyed it overall. Just the story could have been crap, and I still would have liked it because it was pretty to look at and nice to listen to because of how good the voice acting was and how good the animation quality was. In fact, there's this one point in the beginning part where like you may have seen in the trailers where they're chasing down like the Underminer, which sets up the whole thing about superheroes becoming legal again, and that is a good premise for setting up the movie. And there's a beautiful moment where the Underminer like drill thing, it goes underground, and then it's showing like a dark room, and all of a sudden it just kind of bursts through the wall, and all that's there is the light that's coming from the surface, kind of shining down, and he's coming through. That was incredible. I thought that looked really cool, and like that was one of my favorite parts of the movie, like animation wise. Overall, the plot it was pretty good. It was a pretty good plot. Like I mean, it wasn't like super deep. It wasn't like, oh, we gotta go over here now. We gotta deal with this thing, and oh, but then these guys are plotting something else. It was pretty simple. It's like, watch out, there's this bad guy that's trying to interfere with your plans. Track him down. And they did one twist. I'll talk about that in the spoiler half of this review. And I thought that, but like the plot was good. I like the plot. And like it's The Incredibles. I mean, like it's not gonna be some crazy like MCU crazy plot line that's like end of the world, like, oh, we gotta have 5 movies for this. It just it does it's for what it's worth. It does its worth well. Wait. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say about the non-spoiler part of the review, so now we're going over to spoilers. Before we go over that though, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend watching it. It's an incredible movie, no pun intended. And yeah, just go watch it. It's great. I liked it. Now we're moving into the spoilers. Uh-oh, 3, 2, 1, spoiler. Uh-oh, turns out that the business guy's sister was the bad guy the whole time. Who could have guessed? In fact, I was actually telling Brody about this during the movie. I said, I leaned over to him. He's on my right. And I leaned over and I said to him, yo, I bet you that he is going to be the bad guy, the business guy. And then he's like, and then he told me that I bet it's going to be the sister of the business guy who is like the tech person. And he turns out that he had watched a video that did a spoiler on who was the bad guy, and I realized that after because he told me that her name, which was Evelyn Dever, can be, if you mispronounce it, it says Evil Endeavor, and I thought that was funny, but of course Brody didn't come up with that himself. He watched it on a YouTube video. Isn't that right, Brody? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so talking about more spoilers, I mean, like, there isn't really much. The only real spoiler there was that, like, the girl is the bad guy, but overall, that was pretty much it. one thing that I really liked about the movie was there's this one scene where Elastigirl, she's in the bad guy, the Screenslaver's like lair, and she kind of like Elastigirls her hand like under the door, and she kind of like has it go up, and she starts unlocking all the locks that's on there. And in that shot, on the far right of the shot is her doing her lock things, and on the far left it's pitch black. However, in that pitch black, there's this like the way that the Screenslaver's mask is it has these like goggles, and he has this like it's like kind of like a gas mask almost thing, like looking like thing, I don't know, like a plate kind of, and it kind of and it was so barely visible because in that scene she's kind of sneaking around his lair like, ooh, I better not get caught, but like you can kind of see his face in just barely in that darkness, and I saw that immediately when I watched it in the theater, and I feel like that just adds on to the tension of the scene, which is done well because it's like already it's a pretty tense scene, but if you didn't see it, then you don't know whether or not he's going to be in there or not. But if you do see him, then you know that there's going to be something going on. And that scene, it was like extended a lot. This is my favorite. This is probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie, is that one, because she's sneaking around and it goes on forever. And like most times when it goes on forever, it would be bad. However, this was perfect because it shows her kind of walking around and checking out like evidence and stuff, and I really liked it because it's like you know that he's there, and but if you know that he's there and it doesn't reveal that for a while, then it's like that tension just keeps on building, and that scene is excellently done. I'm looking at the time right now; we're getting pretty late, so that's all I like to say. Overall, Incredibles 2. My original review of The Incredibles 1 would probably be like a 9.5 out of 10, so it's my favorite Pixar movie. I'd say this one was like a 9.2. Overall, really good animation, really good voice acting, really good story. It's a good story. Overall, nice family-friendly movie, and I'd highly recommend it. That's all for this video. Bye.